letter T. Okay, so here's my problem. And I know it's multiplication. I don't have to worry about common denominators. I'm just multiplying. All right? And so I decide to do what? Improper fractions. Converted them into 8/3 times 6/5. So far, so good?
Yes.
Okay. Next line. I multiply. So 6 times 8 is 48, and 3 times 5 is 15. 48 over 15, and then I rewrote it as 2 separate problems. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Nobody's lost? Everybody's good? All right, so then I thought, all right, well, let's see what I can do with 48 and 15. Well, 8 times 6, all right, that sounds good to me. And I thought, well, I simplified 8 to get 4 times 2, and I simplified 6 to get 2 times 3. There's not much I can do with 15, is there? 15 the factors are what?
3 and 5.
3 and 5, which are what kind of numbers? Prime. They're prime numbers, so there's nothing I can do with those. So what can I do in my numerator? Square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so I take out, whoops, next line. All right, so I know the square root of 4 is 2. I'm going to go back here a second. But I had 2 2's in the numerator. And what does 2 times 2 equal? 4. And the square root of this is 2. So now, how many 2's am I going to have outside? 2. I just wanted you to make sure that you saw how I got those 2 2's. So I have the 2 and the 2. I have a 3 left in the under the radical, and then I still have that 15. Okay, well, I just multiplied it out. I had 4 times rad 3 over 15. I know there's nothing I can do with that 15. What?
So if you were to leave the 15th factor as rad 5 and rad 3, could the 3's cancel each other out, or do you have to wait till the end to do that?
No, you could have canceled them out at another time.
Okay.
Okay? So we'll get there, I didn't do it that way. Okay? So I decided to do what with those 15's? I multiplied them out. What am I going to have? 4 times what in my numerator? I'm going to have rad 45 over 15. And I'm even going to show you, oops, I made a mistake because I put a radical sign here. And do I have a radical?
No.
No, and I did this in pen, so I couldn't erase. So here I go. Where am I? I have 4 times rad 45 over 15. What? What didn't seem right?
No, I just didn't see, I didn't, never mind.
Okay, you're good? Okay. And then what do I do? What could I do with the 45? 9 times 5. You're always trying to simplify. And it's really about knowing your multiplication facts and breaking your numbers down again and again and again. So 45 is 9 times 5. And I know that I can take out a 3. So what do I now have outside? I have 3 times 4 is 12 over 15. And do I leave it as 12/15ths? No, because I can simplify 12/15ths is going to be what? 4/5. And I have 4/5 times rad 5. Okay. Now, this is what you need to be doing. You need to ask yourself, is that answer 4 rad 5 over 5 a reasonable answer? So we're going to learn how to estimate. So I know that 4/5 is equal to what? 0.8? Yes? Well, I know that 4/5 is equal, that's 8/10. All right, so I have 8/10 of rad 5. What does rad 5 equal? Estimate. Is it going to be more than 2?
Yes.
Right? It's going to be 2 point something. 2 point something. I don't know what it is, but One is, let's say, 8/10 times 2, I don't know, 0.1. And I'm just guessing. Okay? So what is 8/10 of 2.1? Well, here's 2.1 times 8. I'm going to have 8, right? 1.68. So I'm saying that my answer, what we came up to is about, and it's about, because we did some gross estimating here, 1.68. Let's go back to our original problem and see if that makes sense. So here is the original problem. Okay, well, I have 2.2 Okay, I'm going to estimate, I'm going to forget the 2/3 for the time being, and I'm going to say that I have 2. What is the square root of 2?
1 point something.
You should know more than that for the square root of 2.
1.413.
Oh, wait.
What did you say?
1.413.
1.413. All right, and I didn't even ask you to go out to the hundredths place, but you should know that the square root of 2 is, and that's an estimate because it's an irrational number, and we know
If you
that.
go the other day, it's 3.14.
Pardon me?
Never mind.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so, what is the square root of 1?
1.
1. Okay, so 1.413 times 1 is going to be what? 1.413. And this is just a gross estimation. Did our answer come out pretty close? Okay, so you should be able to estimate, you should be able to look at your answer and think, does my answer make sense? Okay, and that's really the hallmark of a good mathematician, is that you can look at your answer and say, that totally is off base. And as I said, I just did some very gross estimates, but I knew my answer, if I had come up with an answer of 16.8 and I'm estimating it's 1.4, it's like, there's an error in there somewhere, some big error. Okay? All right, so that's what I'd like you to kind of think about. All right? Let's see. Next problem.